Okay, today we are honoured and privileged to have the highly talented and hardworking writer Alex Vickery-Howe in the South Australian Playwrights Podcast studio. Alex, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a bit honoured. Would you say honoured and privileged? That's
honoured and privileged.
That's a lot to live up to.
Well, to meet a man who has opinions, creativity, and something very, very interesting to say is indeed, I believe, a privilege in this rather sad state of affairs in the modern world.
Oh wow, the rather sad. Oh, okay.
Well, I think in many ways, which is my segue, my rather clumsy segue into a play that you've got coming up.
Yes, well, a play that is sort of it's a jumble of scenes at the moment called Watchlist. I've got an ending.
Well,
I've got a beginning. I've got a hole in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
Which I'm still kind of mucking around with, but
the hole in the middle of the play. That would you call that the difficult second act? Yeah,
it's unusual because I actually have a lot of first acts lying around at home. I'm a bit like this, and in writing this one, there was an original idea I was very, very clear with, which sustained the first act.
Okay, and do you want to unpack that original idea?
Yeah, so I went through a stage in my 20s where I was pulled over by the police for walking. And I think I worked out it was 4 times.
Just actually walking.
Just for walking alone, no dog.
Yeah.
I think if you have a dog, people go, well, that's normal, that's okay.
So if you're going to commit a major crime, you should take a dog.
Yeah, I think if you get yourself a Labrador and you're okay. The first time was outside Kirribilli. I'll give them that one.
Kirribilli, okay.
Yeah, that was in Sydney,
enough.
and I was
the
loitering.
Prime Minister lives, for those who don't know.
Yes, I was loitering outside at the time John Howard's house.
Howard, yes, okay, yeah.
So that one, I think they get a free pass on that. But the other 3.
Hang on, take me back to John Howard. You were walking outside John Howard's house.
Because you can walk pretty close to Kirribilli.
Why were you walking outside John Howard's house?
See, this is the thing. Every time the police catch me walking, they ask me why, and I never really have a very good reason other than I like to walk.
You just like to walk?
Yeah, so I think on that occasion I was waiting for a meeting. I think my old agent lived not far from there, and I think I was waiting to meet him from memory.
And so you were sort of pacing.
Yeah, and just taking a look at the view. No, it was pretty cheerful.
Okay.
Just usually vague.
Got a job coming up.
Yeah, well, I didn't, but vague and.
You're angry after that.
I was angry after the meeting. Okay. So that was the first one, and then it happened in Adelaide 3 times. So once walking along the River Torrens, but is that a dodgy? Do they do drug deals there, or do they?
The River Torrens?
Yeah, by the uni.
That was where, unfortunately, Professor Duncan was murdered.
Okay.
And also, I believe there was another serial killer who picked up a victim on the other side of the Torrens. So it is a little notorious.
This was middle of the day.
Oh, middle of the day. That's fine. So like you were at Adelaide Uni or something.
Yeah, I'd gone from Adelaide Uni towards the zoo, which is part of the trail. So that was one time. And then another time in back of Goodwood, I was waiting for a pizza. From Domino's.
You're standing outside Domino's.
No, I'm going to go for a walk around the block, come back, and then there was a fourth time.
You never thought of just like staying put when you're waiting for a pizza?
No, I'm restless.
Burn off that pizza.
Yeah. Then I can justify the 4 cheeses with the triple cheese burst crust.
Okay.
So I kept getting, and at the time, this is John Howard's years. This is a while ago.
Yeah.
I had a bigger beard than I have now, and I wore this like Paddington Bear duffel coat.
Okay.
And so
with a large beard.
Yeah, I think I looked. It was interesting because as soon as they questioned me and I either showed them a student card or just started talking, they relaxed.
Okay.
So I think I was being
presented them with identification.
Yeah. So I either looked.
Then they put the taser away.
Then they put the taser away. So I either looked a bit, I don't know, filthy or I was being profiled in some way. Yeah. One of them had Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie as his ringtone, and he actually turned pink, and I went, this is over now, isn't it? Like, it's just over. So this all happened.
Excuse me, sir, could I frisk you down? Fun to funky.
Yeah, exactly. Which is one of my favourite Bowie songs.
Yeah, indeed.
So that was kind of a thread, and I thought, gee, I'm being profiled and I'm one of the most kind of wussiest least offensive people in the world.
Profiled as someone of Middle Eastern origin.
I suspect. Yeah. I don't know. No one's ever going to say that, but I suspect.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that happened a little bit later was there was a pamphlet released by the Liberal Party by Michael Keenan, I think is the guy's name.
Yes.
That had an environmentalist as is your child being radicalised, and told a story of an environmentalist, and it went a bit viral at the time. Yeah, because she was really kind of boring.
Because I think they wanted to get the middle ground. They didn't want to be accused of being racist.
The fear. That was the fear.
So they used an environmentalist.
They used Karen, the made-up environmentalist, and Karen had you read the story, and it's like Karen signed a few petitions and went to a few events.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that was about all Karen did wrong in this example. And the hashtag went viral, free Karen, je suis Karen, I am Karen. And I thought, this is really funny. And it had some lines in there that were, one of them was, and in the end, Karen decided to choose a more mainstream form of expression. She still doesn't trust the police yet because thought or that kind of thinking takes a while to change.
So she had been brainwashed by the
environmentalists. And I thought, this is nuts. So those threads kind of came together, and I've been writing this play called Watchlist about a fairly, innocent, gormless kind of guy who accidentally ends up on the watch list, on the anti-terror watch list, which is very broad. Naomi Wolf did a documentary in America in the Bush years where I think she found out she was on the list as an academic.
Okay.
So these lists, certainly in the States, it's not hard to find your way onto one of them. And now Trump is checking people's social media before you go to the US, which means I would
Trump is
we're not Trump personally.
But it wouldn't surprise me if he was, because he's very much into his social media.
He loves his social media. So
because he just started following me on Twitter, and I wondered why.
He blocked me, but then he unblocked me.
Fair enough.
Which is fair enough. But so I kind of thought, you know what, if I was to visit my family in the US, I reckon I might be someone that they wouldn't
would we regard as an unsavoury?
They would regard me as an unsavoury because I'm a bit mouthy.
Because of you're mouthy on social media.
Mouthy on social media. And so I thought, so that was the kind of the spark of the idea. And that idea, I think, sustains the first act of the play quite well, which is kind of comedic as this guy becomes increasingly paranoid, and he's only trying to impress a girl. That's the only reason he becomes environmental. The second act, the kind of second idea is, well, what is this girl like? And what is the line between activist and eco-terrorist? And is she straddling that line? And that grew out of conversation with Lisa Harper Campbell, who's directing. We were talking about it and saying we don't want this girl to be a wimp, because all those rom-coms, the classic rom-com, the girl's either a wimp or she's some kind of magical pixie dream girl, and it was going that way. I kind of thought, it's going to be about this guy changing because of this girl, and she's going to be a hippie who's lovely, and you imagine kind of Natalie Portman in Garden State, or I don't know. One of those kinds of people.
Do you have Natalie Portman?
Yeah, we're going to get her down to Adelaide.
She's not answering my phone call.
No, well, I don't think. I think she's doing Thor 4. It was Thor 4 or this.
So
play.
she's sold out.
Yeah, she's sold out. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to work with her then. Go on.
So then I thought, okay, what if this girl's not? What if it's a little bit more complicated?
Yeah, she's a bit dark.
She's a bit dark, and then you go, what is that line?
What's the line?
What is the line?
Eco-terrorism.
And what is the question I ask myself is, what is sane in this point in history where I feel like climate change is a major issue? We are dealing with, things are not good in that respect. No. So what does a sane, rational person do? And what is sane and rational? And where is that line? And that's kind of what I'm playing with.